Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of Tech Tip. My name is Shajal and today we're just going to look at how we can place battens on a timber framing panel. And as you can see here, I already have a framing, a nice simple framing right here. And what I'm going to do first things first, I will now show you how we can place battens on this wall. So the first thing I'm going to do is select this wall. And what we have here, I have a batten size of 22 millimeters and I have a stud of 114 millimeters, and I will show you how we can place battens, horizontal battens that is, using MWF and introducing the new wall multi-layer system. Now here, the first thing I'm going to do is select this wall. I will now go into MWF Post C. I will then go on to my project settings, and then we have like a project settings dialog box, and here you have so many great things. You've got structural templates, secondary, opening tags, sheathing, and member tags. But for now we're just going to show you how we can use secondary templates to place your battens. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my wall type, and you see here we have a wall type batten 22 414, just exactly as I wanted, and I have two different types of layers. So you have a structure layer and an insulation layer, so a secondary layer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the structural layer, and when I go into the structural tab I have a template already set up for me, so I shall click on that one, select, and that's already been assigned. Now this is the important thing, the second layer where I'm going to place the battens. The first thing I'm going to do is find the template, and I go into my secondary output, and here I have something called battens already set up, but let's just take you through what exactly I've done. So I'm going to go into modify, and the thing is, what I've done here is you have a layers properties. So when you have a layers properties, you see I have already some of the configurations already set up, but just say that if I want to place any verticals, I just drag verticals and I place it in the current layer configuration. I just select that and I just use configure some of my stuff, but at this rate I'm just gonna leave it as it is and just gonna show you that I'm going to place horizontals. So say you have a family here, I'm going to find the exact batten member, so the 38 by 22, and I will select that. I'll make sure my offsets are spaced at 600 millimeters. I will make sure that it is a single and it's short cutbacks. Making sure my stud have the same family member, so yes, 38 by 22. The openings, now here's a very interesting thing. I want to make sure that I want to place my battens on my door and my windows, and if I go into edit opening tags, you see I have some options. I have a nice box on here, so I will be choosing this one. I could also just frame just the kings only framing, but in this case we're just going to select box. Just close that, and you see if you drop down here you'll be able to select what type of framing you want to do for your opening. So I'll just click on box for the door, for the window, and for the openings, and then obviously just to finish off with the top tracks and the bottom tracks, I select my family, and here we have 38 by 22, select that. Yep, I'm going to keep it short, single, perfect, press OK. I will then select the battens and assign that to my secondary layer. So now that is done, I will click OK, and I will go into the operations tool. I will drop down and I have something called quick create. Once I select that quick create, it shall now be able to create my panel, not only the panel but also the battens, and here you are. The results are here. So before here you have just a single framing without the battens, and we have now a framing with the battens. So you can see here that my horizontals are there. It is now framed. My doors have also been framed, my windows, and the perimeters of my panel. Sweet, nice and sweet. This is Shajal with another tech tip. Goodbye.